First one, I'll say when I was younger, when I was like 5 or 6, and when I quit playing soccer. My dad wanted me to play soccer, and I played for a pee wee for like Northeast Hollywood Eagles. And I didn't play the position I wanted. I ended up playing like D tackle or like nose guard, and it was a good experience though. After that, I just love the feeling of hitting people like on defense. So that was a great look at a younger age.
Oh, I don't know. I think it was probably winning the punt, pass, and kick in Duxbury, Massachusetts, and getting a trophy in a Giants uniform. So that was whatever it was, 8 years old. So I think that was kind of probably it. You know, I'd played all the other sports, but yeah, that I think that trophy's tucked away somewhere.
So my first football memory has to be my first practice, padded practice. I was 6 years old. I'm not even sure I was athletic at all at that point, but I remember we were doing some drill, and there was this linebacker that was a year older than me, and I went against him, and I just kind of ran straight up, and he clocked me. I can just remember lying on the ground and hearing my mom scream from the sideline, and I got up and gave her one of these, and she was all right, but I think that was my first football memory. That's probably where I first fell in love with the game. I remember from that point on, I kind of was more, had my wits about me, but yeah, no, football has definitely always been my first love.
First memory. First practice, I remember the cleats. I had some, what was it, Reebok mid. It was like rubber cleats, and everybody had Nike cleats and the long socks, and I had ankle socks, and everybody was like, "What are you doing out here?" Like, I don't know. I was a super small guy, just didn't look like I need to be out on the football field, but it was pretty fun though.
Well, my first experience about playing football is kind of embarrassing a little bit because I have two older sisters. My dad was a coach, a Little League coach, and I got in football when I was 5 years old because my sisters were dressing me up in girl outfits. And my mom came home one day and told my dad that you're taking him to practice the next day. So that's when I started football at 5 years old. So that's my football story, which is kind of embarrassing, but it's funny. As far as coaching, just being around great players, and there's so many that I've been around on all the teams that I've been fortunate enough to coach on, and the great thing is that I still communicate with them today. I think that's the beauty of coaching is the wins are great, but when guys call you 10 years later and tell you thanks, that's rewarding in this profession.
I was probably about 6 years old, and I was playing for the Pontiac Panthers. I was kind of too young to even play with pads on at the time, but somehow I got maneuvered to get my way in there, and it was nice to be able to play at that age. And I was playing with the older guys, and I still kind of shined a little bit at that younger age. But yeah, I remember like it was yesterday, my first practice.